Broadcasting live from the Arizona desert. This is the news.
I don't wanna be a dirty commie, better dead than red. I don't wanna be a comic. I don't wanna be a comic. I don't wanna be a comic. I don't wanna be a comic.
Today in the news, we're going to be taking a different route. Try to do all happy news. Just be really positive and optimistic about the state of the world and how it could be better and how we can grow as humanity and what we can do to just to be better people. Or we'll just look at the actual news. Seminary Professor post calling evangelical Christianity greatest threat to human existence was taken out of context. Let's read his post. He was responding to somebody, and he says, worse, evangelical Christianity is the greatest threat to human existence today. It must be laid waste. Oh, my word. He blames evangelical Christianity for the Capitol storming. I don't know how the right YouTube way to say the Capitol riot. Is that what they call it? That's the fault of evangelical Christianity. He also says that it's fundamentally rooted in the belief that black lives don't matter. Huh? What? You see, it was believing Christians that led the movement to ending slavery in this country. It was a believing Christian who believed the gospel, believed the Bible was the word of God, that led the crusade to end the slave trade, William Wilberforce. The abolitionists were led by many, many pastors and preachers. It's the believing Christians who are always in the forefront of fighting for the rights of people. Not all of them, but those who believe in the Bible and read it and try to do what it says. Like the sanctity of life. Those out there on the streets literally fighting against abortion. Not in some sort of violent way, but by pleading with people not to kill their children. As this happens every single day. It's not abortion that's the greatest threat to human existence today, according to this guy. This professor. It's not the Chinese Communist Party who's putting people into concentration camps and committing genocide. No. It's the evangelical Christianity. It's that evangelical Christian church. They're the ones that are trying to end human existence. Ridiculous. Next news article. Biden warned his infrastructure bill could be considered racist. President Joe Biden is set to announce a multi-trillion-dollar infrastructure bill this week. Multi-trillion? Okay. And while much of the bill remains a mystery, the plan is expected to include major refurbishments to physical infrastructure, including America's existing federal highways and railways. But according to a Thursday report in the Washington Post, the White House is being warned that too much focus on physical infrastructure could lose the bill's support among minorities because such a focus would represent nostalgia for an era where working-class whites benefited from government welfare and could be considered both racist and sexist. What? Building roads is racist and sexist now? Because once we built roads, and at that time, things were racist? The logic here is astounding. It's absolutely absurd. But you know what? I'm going to give this bill the benefit of the doubt. Let me check the wallet to see how much money we got. Okay? Let me just check the wallet to see how much money we got. He wants $1 trillion. Let me see. Let me see the wallet here. U.S. debt, 28 trillion in debt. Nope, we don't have the money. Sorry. U.S. national debt, 28 trillion. Debt per citizen, $85,137. Debt per taxpayer, $224,455. Yeah, and who's going to benefit from these jobs? Methinks it isn't going to be union workers. Methinks it isn't going to be, you know, the taxpayer. A little under the table action. How are you going to prevent that? You're giving these companies money. What do you think they're going to do with it to build these roads? You're going to control everything? So this is the socialist state that they want. And I'm old enough to remember a little thing called the Tea Party that happened a few years ago, smeared as racist at the time. It's racist, it's racist. It was a bunch of nerds out there saying, hey, how about we balance the books? How about we balance the budgets before we spend money? You know, can we not keep just spending money? Can we get rid of that national debt? That's a little scary. Trillions of dollars in debt. We've only increased it with every single year. Nobody's been working at all to get rid of that national debt. I don't like being in debt. I don't like the idea that our company is completely bought and paid for by foreign states or foreign actors or whoever. I don't like that our country is in debt and that they're trying to spend trillions of dollars. I didn't want your stimulus check, Joe Biden. I didn't want it, Trump. I don't want you to put us further into debt so that I can get a few $100. Oh, it's $1,500. I don't care. Stop putting us into debt. How about we balance the budget? There's a radical idea for you. All right, let's move on to the news. This one is a brand new story, and I want you guys to get excited for it. Brand new story. Let's just jump into it. No more prelude, no more prologue, no more introduction, no more building it up. I don't want to build this story up too much because of it being new. It seems to be building something up over time. It's not the greatest idea to just overhype something and to build it up constantly because it might be a disappointment. So you want to make sure that you're not doing that. You're being succinct. You're being clear and precise. We only have to look to Hamlet to remember that brevity is the soul of wit. Polonius says that brevity is the soul of wit. So be brief. Have that quality of brevity, and then that will pay off for you because you're not hyping things. You're not making them seem too big or bigger than they really are. And so that's what I want. That's what I want to do, and that's my promise to you. Is I'm not gonna be long-winded anymore. I'm not gonna just go on and ramble and do all of those things. I'm just gonna introduce the stories right away, not take time, not go on and on, not introduce them way too long, not just being using many words when few words could do. So that's my promise to you and my advice to you. Just remember those words from Hamlet. Brevity is the soul of wit. Unknown danger. Injury lawyer says Major Biden should be isolated after second biting incident. What about the pooping incident? Also, Major Biden. It sounds like it's a military officer. Major Biden should be isolated after second biting incident. What, a military officer bit somebody? Yeah. Oh, man, he's rabid. He's related to Biden? Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's just, adopted. Oh, okay. Personal injury lawyer, Davis Cooper, chairman of Cooper Law Partners in Washington, told Fox News, "I believe it's their duty to protect people from their dog." He said that Joe Biden's dog Major should be isolated away from people after the animal bit someone at the White House for the second time. Again, we don't know that it was Major Biden that pooped on the floor. We just know it was one of the dogs. Well, actually, I mean, are we sure it was dog poop? Are we sure? Did it get tested? I mean, I'm not saying it was, but, Biden's pretty old. Here's the thing about Major Biden, this dog. I actually care about this dog. I don't want to see anything bad happen to this dog. I don't want to see it get put down just because it's put in an environment that it really shouldn't be in. Here's a dog that goes from being in someone's personal residence, surrounded by maybe 5 or 6 people on a regular basis, to being in a working government building, essentially. That's a huge difference, and it's a huge change for that dog. What I don't want to see is that dog get put down because Joe Biden was stupid and took this dog to the White House. as a showpiece. First of all, an old person with two German shepherds, two old people with two German shepherds. Maybe get a little cockapoo or Welshie or something, something a little bit more manageable for an old person. I want a big dog. I'm a big dog myself, I love dogs. I had a dog when I was a kid, and I went to the pool where I was a lifeguard, and the you can't take it in there, so I had the thing you tied around its neck, you put it around its the thing. But Joe Biden, I digress. This dog is its life matters. Its life matters. So I'm officially announcing that I'm starting the Major's Life Matters campaign. Original idea, and I want you to just blast that everywhere. Major's Life Matters. This dog's life matters. All right, the next story we're going to be talking about. Let's just get this off the screen here. I want to talk about this without having anything on the screen. The other day we brought to you the news of Doug Knaple's YouTube channel being canceled, and just breaking this morning, he was talking about the incident about it being canceled, and one of the strikes he got against his channel was about medical misinformation. YouTube has a policy against medical misinformation, and you can't provide that kind of misinformation on there. You can't spread misinformation about medical things. That's the policy, and that's what one of the reasons why he got kicked off. Now I for one applaud the idea of not wanting to spread medical misinformation. I think it's great, and I think it's wonderful, and I'm just so glad that we can find really the truth about medicine from YouTube, as evidenced by what's still on YouTube today. There's nobody out there spreading medical misinformation on there anymore, and we know that because, the YouTube wouldn't lie to us. They wouldn't lie to us. They wouldn't tell us something that wasn't so. I remember there's a movie called Miracle on 34th Street. You ever seen that old movie? And there's a part where there's this little kid, and he's brought in to testify about this. What the? He's brought in to testify about this court case. And the court case is such that it's about Santa Claus. About Santa Claus. And his dad has told him that Santa Claus is real. And so he goes up and he's testifying, and the lawyer asks him, "Oh, yeah, do you believe Santa Claus is real?" Yeah, I believe. And then the lawyer says, "Oh, who told you this?" And he says, "Oh, my daddy." And his daddy's the prosecuting attorney against Santa Claus. And he says, "My daddy wouldn't tell me something that wasn't so." Yeah, Daddy YouTube would never tell us something that wasn't so. Daddy YouTube is honest and loving, and they want to only provide the truth to us. And so that's why I for one, am glad that's the case here. And so what essential oils are good for headaches? I had a headache this morning. I wanted to find out, how can I get rid of that headache? What essential oil is good for a headache? I need to rub that oil on my chest or drop it. Or I'm not sure what you do with it. Maybe you put it right on the forehead, a head on, applied directly to the forehead. So all that information is still there on YouTube, and how to, essential oils in jojoba blend for headaches, which essential oil to use for stress. I mean, I didn't know all this information was out there, and I'm glad to learn it. Definitely glad to learn that information. All right, on to the next article. Boom, there's a dog again. This one I led with this one in the title. Because I wanted clicks. What can I say? I'm chasing the trends here with this long show where I ramble. Star Wars introduces trans non-binary Jedi Knights. Star Wars celebrated Transgender Day of Visibility on Wednesday by featuring 2 trans non-binary Jedi Knights on the new cover for Marvel's Star Wars The High Republic comic series. The production company debuted a new cover for Marvel's Star Wars The High Republic comic series on Instagram, featuring 2 recently announced Jedi, a pair of twins who are trans and non-binary. The cover will be used for the series' 6th issue, which is set to be released on June 30th. Now, I expect that people are going to want me to rant against this idea of including this stuff. And the SJW way of taking over the comics. The SJWs are ruining my comics. And Dan Slott he's fat and scumbag. And Mark Waid. But I'm not going to. What I'm going to talk to, I'm going to address the people out there, the trans activists and trans people themselves. I genuinely want you to hear me when I say this. These people don't care about you. This is marketing. Are you so cheap? Are your values so cheap? Your ethics and morality surrounding this issue, are they so cheap that they can be bought? They can be bought by a comic book that less than 100,000 people are going to buy? Maybe if they're lucky, they'll get somewhere between 100 and 200,000 people. This only is getting visibility because you are allowing yourselves to be purchased. Your values, your ethics are being purchased by this company that doesn't care about you. Disney doesn't care about you. You think, oh, they're championing rights, they're including the diversity. They don't care about people. They don't care about what's right and wrong. They care about what's going to make them money. They know that conservatives are still going to go see their things because by and large conservatives are like, oh, whatever. I'm still going to see it. I like Star Wars or I like Marvel or whatever. They're still going to see it. And they're not going to face a big backlash from that. No. They care about the optics. And so they're going to include these characters. Meanwhile, China, they're making, I might as well call Disney China, let's be honest. But Disney's making movies in China in tandem with the Chinese Communist Party, thanking divisions of the Chinese Communist Party in their films. And the Chinese Communist Party is committing genocide against the Uyghur people. And it's not just that they're broadly thanking the Chinese Communist Party, like when they film in Georgia and like, thanks to the state of Georgia. More specifically, they're thanking a part of the government that's in the area where the Uyghur concentration camps are. That's where they filmed this movie. Paying crews and actors to be miles away from where women are being forcibly sterilized, where they're being put into slave labor, these Uyghur Muslims, being killed for their organs. Did you know that? Did you know China kills people for their organs? There's only one place in the world where you can schedule ahead of time your organ transplant, because organ transplants depend on someone dying and you don't know when they're going to die and that organ is going to come available, except in China. Where do they get those organs? Are you so cheap, activists? Are you so cheap that you're willing to be bought by that kind of company? Next news article. I've moved my tie a lot today. These media outlets rejected the claim that COVID-19 came from a Wuhan lab, speaking of China, as a conspiracy theory when Trump was president. Now they're reporting that the WHO has not ruled that out, contrary to things that are going on. That's something more to say about that one. All right, Biden calls out Texas Rangers for opening at full capacity. Says it's a mistake, not responsible. People might get the COVID, the coronavirus. I'm just going to read this article. I'm just reading it. During an interview with ESPN's Sage Steele on Wednesday, why is ESPN interviewing the president? Is he a big sports guy? I mean, I don't think he's been involved with like any sports since his corn pop days, but I could be wrong. President Joe Biden pushed the need for people to socially distance and wear masks ahead of many baseball games opening their stadiums. Baseball parks, rather, opening their stadiums, specifically calling out the Texas Rangers for opening at full capacity. Yeah, you don't want to employ people. You don't want to have jobs. The government has to give them jobs by building roads. Infrastructure. We'll invest in the infrastructure. That's what the people want. They don't want to go see baseball. I mean, Biden knows so much about sports, though. I mean, he knows all about sports. He knows about baseball. He knows about basketball. He knows about football. He knows about everything. He's an expert on everything. He's never been wrong about anything in his life. He's always been on the right side of things. He's never even changed his opinions. He's a stalwart of truth, standing for what's true. I mean, just go back just a few years ago, and he was advocating for tax cuts. Oh wait, he voted for the Reagan tax cuts, and then he kept on that track for many years until recently. Now he's all about spending money. Oh, he's just a political animal that will do whatever it takes to be in power. This man has been in politics since the 70s. He's just regular old Joe Biden, though. All right, so Joe Biden hates the Texas Rangers. Now let's go on to a story about the Los Angeles Dodgers. Los Angeles Dodgers here. Oh, it says Dodge Paskey dodges question about smugglers throwing small children over border wall. Well, I mean, I guess she could play for the Dodgers the way she dodges questions. Oh. And here's our CBR news for the day. Here's an actual article, an actual opinion. For once, it's not just some trash. Oh, wait, it's still trash. Don't get me wrong, but it's not just like shoddily thrown together trash. It's someone with an actual opinion. The Simpsons, Marge should have left Homer in season 15. Yeah, just divorce people. Just cause a huge major division in your children. A scientifically proven thing that just hurts children and hampers their abilities. And studies have shown. Y'all love studies. Why don't you read some for a change? Oh yeah, leave Homer. That'll make for great television. It's a sitcom. Without consistency from episode to episode. Bart has been in the same grade for 30 years. He's been the same age for 30 years. Yes, sometimes they kill off a character or two and they don't come back. But the vast majority of the time, these characters aren't advancing. And you want them to put something like divorce in there? Who are you? What is the point of this? I don't even understand. Why do you have a job in doing this? I don't want you to lose that much. I'm not advocating for cancel culture because you're an idiot. I'm just wondering what company would employ you. Let's see what other things you've written. Y50, why Daniel Day Kim's Chin Ho Kelly left the series. Rebecca Black, the Friday singer, started a Joker-themed music video. Oh no! Oh no! Your life! What must it be? Trans Day of Visibility. 6 trans actors you know about. Oh, you just write about people bought. Their morals and ethics bought by shill media. Okay. Corrupt media organizations. Your life is about writing about them. I guess mine's about talking about how stupid you are, but at least I'm getting some joy out of it. How much joy do you get out of writing this stuff? I'm really excited. I'm writing about Rebecca Black's, her Friday song. In honor of Rebecca Black. In honor of Friday. And Fridays everywhere. In this long version of the show today. Coming up on 30 minutes. I'm going to sing a bit of the Friday song to close this out. But before I get there, you guys, go out and check Gary Shipman's comic book. I'm laughing about this Rebecca Black book. Titan, Mouse of Might 2 on Indiegogo. Look it up. The link's going to be in the description. Can't praise the artwork of the story enough in these comics. You can get the first issue in the comic Indiegogo as well. I recommend you do. Also, if you like that theme song, the link to buying that theme song is in the description. And you can support the show by going over to Patreon, also linked in the description. Patreon.com/FlyFoxPro. for as little as $1 a month, you can support me singing Friday. Well, I mean, maybe you don't want to support that. Also, like and share. Leave a comment below. Get these things out. Share them with people you think are going to like them. That's huge. That's important. That's how this show builds, how we do more. How we build more. And with that, it's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Looking forward to the weekend. Adios, everybody. Explosion!
Fly Fox.